Alrighty, let's see what we got. Check, check, check. Checking a few things on the live stream here before we get started up. Jimmy just checked in a little bit ago. His signal's really good. Might as well check the rest of this stuff because every once in a while my mic decides to cut out. Is what it is. Alright, see y'all in a few.
Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is K9GCR. I'm located here in Freeport, and I'll be your host this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. This is what this hobby of ram trade was all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when the situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is providing on-air and being placed for all ham radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8 plus offset. You need to have that programmed into your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those of you who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or the PL on the radio is not working properly, you can check into the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency, the straight 195 simplex. If I hear you, I will acknowledge you and check you in the net. This is the Friday, September 8, 2023 edition of Friday Night Fun Net. This net is being live streamed around the world via the internet. Mike, KD9MED Don Rochelle is doing the honors. For those of you who are listening via the internet and wish to check in, check in the internet with Mike at KD9MED, and he will in turn relay your internet check-in to me via the radio. And also, this net is being recorded for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Mike will post this net as soon as we get done here. If you want to listen to the net later on tonight, just go ahead and go to the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page, follow and punch in your call sign, follow instructions, and you're in business. So, also, if you're on the 60, you can hear the repeater, and but you can't get to it due to conditions. You're too far away from it, or you don't have internet access. You can give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central hotline. Area code 815-232-FNFN, 232-3636, the local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check it on the radio first. I did have a call on the hotline a few minutes ago from Pat, KF9SD in Warren, Illinois. He's checked in a short time and an early bird check, so I've gone down his boat. So, okay. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take a short time of mobilizations. If you can't stay with the net, you got family stuff going on, and you'd rather concentrate on your driving, well, I'll take your short time of mobile check-in. If you have traffic, you can do your traffic right away. Okay, we will, and also after that, we'll take general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in the net, see whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of breakfast, bike rides, marathons, or ham fests. Then we'll do the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. If you have any technical questions, what kind of an antenna you want to put up on your tower? What are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of a radio do you want to buy? Let's see. Base, mobile, all mode, APRS, FTA, or what have you. If you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Then we'll do the Friday Night Fun Net DX Corner. Did you make any DX contacts this week? I did make a couple of contacts. If you have any DX reports, please let us know who you made a contact with. Then we'll have the swamp net. You have any items to buy, sell, trade, or want related to hobbies, ramps, radio, or computers, we'll do that. I asked a suggestion last night from Chad, W9AXD on his simplex net last night. I wasn't sure what kind of a question to ask tonight. He asked me, and I agreed to do so, even though I'm not crazy about fall. I'm going to ask everybody what their favorite fall activity is. So I'd go to Edwards Apple Orchard, buy apples or fruits or donuts or whatever, or what do you like to do, rake leaves or whatever. That's what we'll talk about tonight. Okay, I'm expecting a slow turnout tonight. The rah-rah meeting is underway, And a lot of the members are at the meeting, and I'm sure when they get done, after the rah-rah meeting, they'll go to their second meeting at a favorite restaurant there somewhere. So, okay. Before I proceed to check-ins, I have an announcement. This concerning the VE testing session. The Kishwaukee Valley Radio Club will put on a VE testing session next Saturday, September 16th. I'm not sure what the time is. If anybody wants information, you can contact Steve at Whiskey 9 X-Ray Foxtrot at Comcast.net. I'll repeat, contact Steve, Whiskey 9 X-Ray Foxtrot at Comcast.net. This is kind of maybe for the benefit of Tony and K9. Okay. Oh boy. K9YUK and his friend Man. So maybe Man would like to go down to DeKalb next Saturday and take his test. And maybe Tony would have maybe take his general test. When he was here in Freeport last month, he took the not only did he pass the technician's test, he also he answered 15 questions correctly on the general test. So we'll just see what happens. I'll make this announcement a couple other times during the net there tonight. Okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have a short time of mobilizations I'd like to check in the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
Alpha 9 Victor Uniform. Michael in Janesville. I don't have any traffic.
W9JTC checking in, short time. Have a great net, Jimmy.
I got two stations checking in. 89VU, Mike in Janesville. Okay, Mike, got you checked in. Southern, have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. W9JTC, Jamie and Robert, I got you checked in short time. Thanks for checking in. Southern, you have a good evening too. Are there any more short time mobile stations who'd like to check in the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
AC9JC, Jimmy, Mike on my HT.
AC9JZ, Mike and Rockford, I got you checked in. Mike, your signal's pretty good with that HT. 73, have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. Any more short time on mobile stations who'd like to check in the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
Yes, mobile.
That last station, all I called was mobile. There's a lot of noise with your signal. I'm not able to copy anything. You might want to increase your power or change the location. I may need a station to relay. Come back with that call one more time, please. John, KC9DDF, is that you trying to check in?
Roger. Yes, Jimmy. Put me on the list. We're a long ways out, but glad to get in. Thank you. Thanks, Jimmy. You got it.
Okay, John, I'm going to put you down on the list at your short time. Okay. Drive safely, and thank you for checking in. Okay, at this time, do we have any more short-time mobile stations who'd like to check in the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
KC9 GCR. This is Kilo Delta 9, Kilo Whiskey Romeo, Don and Beloit. I am short time and have no traffic. Have a good net, Jimmy.
K9KWR, Don in Beloit, Wisconsin. Okay, Don, I've got you checked in. Yes, L3, thank you for checking in. L3, have a good evening. We'll talk to you down the log. Thanks for checking in. Any more short-time mobile stations for the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
D9GDY, regular time.
KD9GDY. Jim and Boyd, I got you checked in here. I was able to hear you loud and clear on the simplex net last night. I'm sorry you weren't able to hear me. I've got you checked in. Are you short time?
It's a negative, that's a negative.
Okay, sounds good. We'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Thanks for checking in. That's the end of the short time stations anyway. So let's move on to general check-ins. Hey, we're not formal, so that don't make any difference where you're checking in from. So don't worry. At this time, I'll take check-ins from Northern Illinois. General check-ins from Northern Illinois. The Friday night fun net, please call now.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe. Got you checked in, Tom. I'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle.
KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle. He's live streaming this net on the internet, and he's also recording this for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Okay, Mike, I've got you checked in. We'll get back to you in a few minutes. You're out there. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Again, I'm expecting a slow turnout tonight with the rah-rah meeting currently underway. We'll hear from those that check in from the rah-rah meeting later on. One more time, any general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KC9 CFL checking in, no traffic.
KC9 CFL, Mike checking in from his new QTH. You're in McChesney Park. Where are you at now?
That is correct, Jimmy. I am in McChesney Park. I need to go online actually tomorrow and change my address on my license, so on my ham radio license.
Probably would not be a bad idea. Okay, I've got you checked in, Mike. I'll get back to you a few minutes around there. Well, thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9MED, Cary and Rockford.
KD9MED, Cary and Rockford. Cary, the Duke of Digital DX. Okay, Cary, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes for your DX report and later on for the roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, we got a good turnout from Northern Illinois. We'll probably get some more after the rah-rah meeting's over, of course. Now we'll see if we can pick up as many check-ins from Southern Wisconsin. 8 stations in Southern Wisconsin wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. And, let's see, Jim KD9GDY has already checked in from Boyd. Any more check-ins in Southern Wisconsin would like to check in? Please call now. One more time, any general check-ins in Southern Wisconsin would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, it is Friday Night Fish Fry night in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, tavern, eating their catfish, buffalo, carp, northern white walleye, muskie, bluegills, crappie, and what have you. Those of you in the Milwaukee area, you're eating your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, or Braunschweiger. That's what I had tonight for supper. Polish kielbasa from Johnsonville. It was good. Okay, and those of you cheese lovers reading on that famous Wisconsin cheese, I do not know as to how the Brewers are doing. They were playing the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium tonight, so we'll see how they do. Okay. At this time, I'll take check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. It's a Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Okay, there being no check-ins noted. I'm sure once the rah-rah meeting gets done, we'll hear from some more, get some more check-ins. I'm going to repeat this announcement again. This was passed down to me by Richard, N9ZO, in Belvedere. The Kitchwaukee Valley Radio Club is holding a BE testing session on Saturday, September 16th. I'm not sure as to the time or the location. If you want more information about that, contact Steve, Whiskey 9 X-Ray Foxtrot at Comcast.net. I repeat, contact Steve, Whiskey 9 X-Ray Foxtrot at Comcast.net. Reference VE testing session a week from tomorrow, Saturday, September the 16th. Okay, before we proceed any further, any more stations would like to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, let's go into the traffic portion. Tomorrow, Steve County Repeater Association will be having our monthly meeting tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock in the Freeport Public Library, second floor conference room. If you're not doing anything on tomorrow morning, by all means, get over here. Let's pack the place. So again, monthly meeting of the Steve County Repeater Association. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. at the Freeport Public Library. Second floor boardroom, a conference room. If you're not doing anything, by all means, you're welcome to come over. Okay. Does anybody have any traffic they'd like to pass along at this time? Okay, we'll move on to the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. This is where this is our TechNet portion, but we give everybody a chance to ask any technical questions, especially any new ham radio operators who may be listening. Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of radio do you want to buy? Base, mobile, all mode, FT8, APRS? Do you have any technical questions? Please feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Anybody have any technical questions they'd like to bring before the net? Well, there being no technical questions, we'll move on to the Friday Night Fun Net DX Corner. Did you make any DX contacts this week? And we sure would love to hear about them. Okay. Anybody have any DX reports they'd like to pass along at this time?
AC9NW.
H9NW. Okay, Tom, what do you got for us?
Well, I wasn't on the air too much, but when I was on, propagation was pretty good. I had a lot of them I've had before, but I got 4 new ones. One was Russia on 20 meters, and that was Romeo Alpha 3, Romeo Charlie Lima. I had Spain on 17 meters, and that was Echo Golf 7, Delta Charlie. And Italy on 17 meters, India Zulu 0, Whiskey Echo India, and Croatia on 15 meters, 9 Alpha 5, Alpha Delta Hotel. And that was about it. AC9NW, back to net.
Congratulations on those contacts with Russia, Spain, Italy, and Croatia. That's great. Okay, Tom. Thanks for checking in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes for the roundtable. Okay. Any other station have any TX reports you'd like to pass along?
KD9MED.
K9MED. Okay, Kerry. What do you got for us?
Thanks, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. Congratulations to AC9W on those European contacts. I was on the air for 10.5 hours this week. I was mostly working strong USA stations this week. I had 114 contacts, but only 16 countries. But there's a few here to mention. I had 2 contacts in Asiatic Russia, UA0BA, who's in Norilsk, which is the northern part of that oblast, and RU0AB, he's in Krasnoyarsk, and he's in the southern part of that oblast. Of Krasnoyarsk, Anton Chekhov said it was the most beautiful city in Siberia. Take it for what it's worth. I've got a lot of Brazilian contacts already, 155 Brazilian contacts, but they're all concentrated along the east coast of Brazil. And I had, in the last couple of weeks, I got a couple from western Amazonia. PW8BR on 15 meters is in G. Parana, which is kind of unusual place. For some reason, both the stations were in that place in the last couple of weeks, so very cool. Brief reset. I made my 14th South African contact. This one was to Durban. That's a new grid square for me. That's a distance of 9,000 miles. ZS5HR. And finally, the most distant contact this week was VK3JLM on 20 meters. He's south of Melbourne at a distance of 9,600 miles. That's it. Thanks a lot, Jimmy. This is KD9MED, Duke Digital X.
Okay. Well, congratulations on working those stations, mostly in the U.S., but in the Asiatic Russia, the Brazil, South Africa, and Australia. That's great. Okay, now I'm gonna let me get out my logbook. I made 2 DX contacts, both with parts on the air. Let's see now. Okay, let me get here we go. All right. First contact. I think it was last. Let's see. No, it was this past Sunday with Whiskey 1 November Victor Tango. It was parked on the air K4589 in Vermont. This was on 14.240 megahertz upper sideband. He was going to meet 8.0. The second contact I made was yesterday on 14.241 megahertz. Was actually another number beyond. Let me. What did I do? Oh yeah, 14.241.20. And with that station was with a W9AXD. I believe that's the 3rd time this year I made contact with that station. He was going to be, I think it was a 9.0 POTA, I think Strobe 1, he was in Maine. He was in Maine. Those are my two POTA stations, as far as on the air. Those are my two DX contacts I made this week.
That's really good, Jimmy. That W9AW, was that a VOTA, a VOTA, or a POTA, a POTA?
The POTA, Papa, Oscar, Tango, Alpha.
There's a lot of W9AW slash stations operating, and usually the ID is VOTAs. I think that stands for Volunteers on the Air. The thing I like about special event stations is it brings out lots of guys who want to make contact with them. And so I just sit there and lurk, and whenever I hear a strong station giving a 73 to the special event station, I pounce on them and work them. All of these different events and contests bring out all kinds of call signs that I haven't heard before, and that's why I mainly work at stations I haven't worked before. So it's something to keep in mind. KD9MED.
That's great. That's great. I know last month I was trying to work a station in the Plymouth Notch, Vermont, in the 100th anniversary of President Calvin Coolidge's inauguration, but I had no luck. But I figured, well, how do you know unless you try? If you don't, at least you try. So okay, thanks for that DX report there, Kerry. That's great. Okay. Any other station have any DX reports you'd like to pass along?
KD9GDY.
KD9GDY. Go ahead, Jeff.
So I haven't really worked anybody other than I did work a couple of Europe stations, and I just sent out a card to Netherlands, and I worked Brazil, I think about a week ago, but nothing in the recent last couple of days. Haven't really tried, but I did this evening earlier already. I had about 5 contacts in Canada there. There's the it's a special event month for the Canadians at the Straight Key Century Club month for them, and it's I think the call sign is let me see, what is it? VC3K. VC3K. That's what it is. Yeah, and then the operator will be a slash the operator, whoever is operating that special event call. So I made about 5 of them this evening. Quebec, Ontario. I think that was it. The only 2 provinces. But I think the goal is to get all 6 provinces in Canada. Maybe there's more, maybe there's 9, I don't remember. But anyway, that's all I got. Nothing to really bring out, but congrats to the, who was it that had all the Europe contacts there in Russia and all that. That's fantastic. KD9GDY.
That was Kerry K9MED. Canada is 10 provinces and 2 or 3 territories there.
Okay, well, I don't know if they'll have stations located in each one of those territories and provinces, but I'll try to, this month, it goes the whole month of September, I'll try to get all that are available, I guess, on CW. KD9GDY.
Sounds good there, Jim. Thanks for checking and bringing that DX report. Yeah, let's see the territories. Let's see the Yukon territory, Northwest Territories. I think they have a 3rd territory. Inuit territory, whatever it is, I don't know. But yeah, they got only a few years ago they established a third territory. It was 2 territories, and now it's 3. So sounds good.
KD9GDY, back to net.
Okay, sounds good, Jim. I'll get back to you a few minutes in the roundtable. Thanks for checking and bringing that DX report. Any other station have any DX reports you'd like to pass along?
KD9YBG.
KD9YBG. Okay, Dale. Let me get back to you. I got my papers. I got to shuffle around here. Let me check in the net. Hold on. I'll be right I'll be right with you. KD9, K9GDY. Okay. Let me check you. Let me check into the net here. Okay, Dale, I got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes around table. Oh, wait a minute. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think I may have screwed up. Jim, K9GDY, was that you just now? I almost wrote down the wrong call sign.
This is KD9GDY. I think there was somebody checking in after I gave the DX report there.
Oh boy, I don't know what's going on there. Last station, try to come back, please.
KD9YBG, Dale and Rockford, no traffic.
Okay, Dale, I've got you checked in. Do you have a DX report or not?
I don't.
Okay, Dale, sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. So, I'll get back to you a few minutes around, Dale. Thanks for checking in. Any more stations would like to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, now we're, let me get my paper shuffled around again. We gotta do the swap net. All items in box order traded must be related to objects of brand traded or computers. All items in box order traded must be the property of or possession of the person who wants to get rid of the stuff. May mention prices over here, but any haggling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have a swap net traffic you'd like to pass along? Okay, I do have some swap net traffic from John, K9OEJ in McConnell. He asked for sale an Ameritron A11 amplifier. It goes from anywhere from 15 to 160 50 to 160 megahertz. Puts out 800 watts and four tubes, and then puts out 110 watts PEP. Now he is asking $500 for it, or a reasonable price. If you want that, you can contact them at area code 815-821-4193. Area code 815-821-4193 if you want that Ameritron A11 amplifier. Also, Richard, N9GO in Belvedere, still has for sale 1,000 feet of cable. If you're interested in that cable, you can contact him at area code 815-547-8686. Area code 815-547-8686. Anybody have any questions concerning these two items for sale?
Man.
Go ahead.
KD9GDY, that Ameritron 811H is sitting here right in front of me, so it's been sold.
Oh, you got it, huh?
There was a couple of guys asking about it, and I waited a week, and I told John that you know, those guys didn't come, you know, I didn't want to step on anybody's toes, that somebody else wanted it. They had first shot at it, but nobody got back with them on it, so then I bought it, just yesterday.
Hey, Jim, that is terrific. Yeah, he also had a Yaesu FT9 991 all-mode radio for sale. for $1,000, but now that's gone. So that just goes to these swap nets work, folks. Why advertise it on the internet when you can advertise on the swap net, whether be on this net, the Monday night rah-rah info net, or the Wednesday evening K9 Repeater Association Wednesday evening swap net. Don't advertise on the internet, advertise on the swap net. Jim, that is terrific. Thank you very much.
Just wanted to let everybody know that's not available. KD9GDY back to net.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, let's be on the safe side, and ask guys, does anybody else have any swap net traffic you'd like to pass along? Okay, well, now we'll go to the round table. Well, Jim, KD9GDY, you're first on the list. What is your favorite activity you like to do during fall?
That would have to be hands down bow hunting for deer hunting. So that's I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, Jim, sounds good. Hey, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Okay, Tom, H9NW, what do you like to do during the fall months?
I don't really have anything specific, but we like to just go driving around looking at the fall colors. That's about it. AC9NW.
Okay, Tom, hey, thanks for checking in. Maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening ride to net. I think, oh boy. I think Larry, K9KZT, is net control tomorrow night. We'll see what happens. Thanks for checking in there, Tom. KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle. What's going on with you? What is your favorite thing you like to do during the fall?
Oh, part of it's just putting up the mower and things like that, knowing that don't have to do any more mowing for the rest of the year. But then beside that, I guess like get out to the orchard, the Jonah Mac. That's about it. KD9MED, back to net.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. Sounds good. Okay, sounds good there. Mike, thanks for checking in. Now, Mike, K9CFL, what is your favorite activity you like to do during the autumn months?
Well, I like to go out to some forest preserves and just look at trees and mess with my radio, and I love bonfires. So, nice little fire pit out there, and out in the yard. Just relax, have a fire, maybe roast some marshmallows with the wife and kids, and just I like relaxing a lot. So that's about it. I can't wait for winter though.
Okay. I won't comment about that. Hey, I've got this is a homemade radio nut joke for you. This is from Mike, H9JD. You know you're a radio nut when your power goes out, but you don't worry about, because then you key your mic and every fluorescent light in your house comes on.
I love it. It's funny. I have a fluorescent light in my kitchen, and when I key my HF radio, it flickers. KC9 CFL, back to control. Thanks a lot, Jimmy.
You're welcome, Mike. 73. Have a good evening. Thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Okay, Gary, KD9MED. What is your favorite fall activity you like to do?
This is KD9MED. Well, these days, about the only thing I like to do is sit at home, either watching garbage on the internet or operating HF. It's one or the other. But I'll tell you about the last time I went out for a fall trip, and I really enjoyed it. A brief reset. We have a nature preserve here called Coleman Nature Preserve. It's south of Stevenson Dells. It's connected. They border each other. And in the fall, they have what are called chinkapin oaks in that preserve, which aren't really super common, at least not anymore. And they're really, really pretty in the fall. I would say if you want to see an interesting place, you haven't been there before, it's the Coleman Dells Nature Preserve here in Winnebago County. Thanks a lot, KD9MED.
You're welcome, Kerry. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transferring for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Okay, thanks. Thanks very much there, Kerry. Okay, KD9YEG Dale, what is your favorite thing you like to do during the fall season?
Well, the wife and I like to go for bike rides and look at the fall colors, and sometimes I'll take a walk in the park with the dog, and then I kind of harvest the garden and kind of get things ready for winter, and just kind of take it easy then. You know, like you say, the guy said, have a little campfire or something. KD9YBG, back to net.
Sounds good there, Dale. I don't have a favorite fall activity at all. Many years ago, we went out to an apple orchard out near Stockton in Joe Davis County. This was on a Saturday night. It was in October. We had warm weather and what more summer-like than fall-like. But we bought some apples and stuff. They're really good. I think we might have bought some donuts or whatever. I do like those fall donuts, those cinnamon donuts they make and what have you. But Edwards Apple Orchard, I've never been there before. I think there's one by Belvedere. I think there's another one somewhere in western Rockford. I'm not sure where it's at. But I've seen them advertised on TV. I think a couple weeks or so, channel 1739 in the morning newscast, I think they went out there to Edwards Apple Orchard. They say they were not affected by the drought, by the summer at all. I guess they have their own irrigation system that they can water their apples and what have you there.
K9GCR, K9CFL.
Any more stations would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now.
KC9GCR, KC9CFL.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Jimmy, I just wanted to let everybody know that tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., right about 8 a.m., there is a group that's meeting on 173 at Rock Cut State Park for a POTA activation. So if anybody wants to show up, feel free. You'll see the group there. It's off of 173 at Rock Cut State Park, 8 a.m., POTA activation. Parks on the air. So, KC9, CFL, back to net control.
Thank you very much for that information, Mike. Hopefully you'll make a lot of contacts. I believe that's been going on for quite some time now. But if you guys may make some great contacts, I think that'd be great.
KD9YBG.
Yeah, go ahead, Dale.
Last night, I thought there was supposed to be that simplex net at 8 o'clock. And I was sitting on the channel for about 15 minutes and I didn't hear anybody, so I guess they didn't have it last night. KD9YBG, back to you.
Yes, we did have it last night on 146415. Oh, I'm sorry you weren't able to hear it, but three of us, Chad, myself, and Jim, K9GDY from Beloit checked it.
146400.
515 or 415?
415. We are no longer on 146400. We are now on 146415.
Okay, I guess that was my problem then, because I was on 515 instead of 415, so I guess I was off a little bit.
Okay, sounds good, Thanks, Jim, KD9GDY, are you still listening?
I'm sorry, I jumped in there. Yeah, you're right. It is 415, not 400 anymore. They changed that, so I don't know why. But okay, sorry about that, Jimmy. KD9GDY.
Okay, now I want to ask you something. You guys have a fox hunt tomorrow morning, don't you?
Roger, roger.
Why don't you let everybody know about that if you would, please?
Hey, this is KD9GDY Jim up here in Beloit. Tomorrow morning we have the ham breakfast. That's a Flying J. It's on Illinois 75 and I-90 out there on the South Beloit exit there. At the Flying J, it's at the Denny's. It starts at 8 a.m. That's the breakfast. And following that, about 10 o'clock, we're going to have a fox hunt. And that'll take place in somewhere, the transmitter will be hidden somewhere in Rock County. And we'll be using the repeater out of Janesville, the 4, I think it's a 147.450 repeater in Janesville. It's all in KE9N, in the Raichu or the Ham News or whatever that is that just came out. I think there's an article about it. So you can find the information in there. And if anybody has any questions, I'm still listening here, and maybe we can get Jimmy to pass on a question if you have questions. KD9GDY.
Okay, so that's the ham rag that Rah puts out every month. I'll be getting my copy in the mail in the next maybe week or so, whatever. So Kurt hasn't, he's gathering up all the information and stuff. He hasn't put it out yet, so that sounds good. Does anybody have any questions for Jim? K9GDY references fox hunt tomorrow morning.
Comment.
Go ahead.
If anybody doesn't really know what that is or doesn't have equipment, I'm going to be there. I've got, you can ride along with me, and I've got antennas, and can take you under my wing there and show you how we do fox hunts here in Rock County. So if you're having any interest at all, feel free tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. to be there, and maybe get there a few minutes early. If you can't make the breakfast, be there. If you want to ride along with me or something, we can figure something out. So you don't even have to have equipment. So, all right, KD9GDY.
Okay, sounds good there, Jim. Yeah, I was involved in the fox hunt back in 2017. I was, let's see, Tony K9RFD put that on. I was the fox. The guys couldn't find me for about 2 hours. They finally found me just before the fox hunt was scheduled to end. I was supposed to be in one vehicle, but then they decided to move me to another vehicle. I kept transmitting. The guys were within feet of me, and they couldn't find me. But I definitely had fun. I owe you will too tomorrow. Okay. Thanks for that information about the fox hunt there, Jim, and good luck and good hunting. Let's hope everything goes well. Hope you have a big turnout tomorrow.
Thanks, Jimmy. I'll let you get on with the net there, KD9GDY.
Okay, thanks. Sounds good. Thanks. Any more stations would like to check the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now.
K9EPZ.
K9EPZ. Good evening, and Al. What's going on with you? I know you can't get around much anymore. It's sad to say, but what is your favorite activity that you like to do during the fall?
I'd like to get the Radio Expo, and I believe I'm going to. I did. Hopefully, I have someone that's willing to give me a ride up there and push me around with a wheelchair. So I think we may just show up at Expo. The other thing I want to say, it looks like, and I hope it don't rain Tuesday. I know they're calling for a possibility of rain, but it's when I can get at least 3 people together to work on my antenna. So we're going to try to do my antenna Tuesday morning. So if anybody's available Tuesday morning, the more the merrier we could use to help over here.
That's great, Al. I'll say a special prayer that, well, we do need the rain, but let's have it all on Monday, and Tuesday it'll be dry, so Al can get his antenna work done. I'll say a special prayer tonight before I go to bed.
Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, my friend K9RFD from Tennessee is coming up. I guess he's going to visit some people in Iowa over the weekend, and he was going to be on his way back and said that he could spend the day here on Tuesday on the way back. So that's where I got my. So it's him and K9LE from Ottawa and KD9SVR from Elgin so far.
That's great. Let's hope it pans out on Tuesday. And I'm glad to hear hip hip hooray. You think you'll finally get a ride to Radio Expo? That's definitely great. That's what I'm trying. I'm planning on being there. I hope I can get a ride too. So okay. Al, thanks for checking in. Any more stations would like to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
Hey there, Jimmy. It's KD9BBX Erica from Janesville, Wisconsin. Just checking in to say hi. No traffic.
KD9BBX Erica. Good evening, Erica. Okay, I was asking the question. Chad suggested that I ask the question about what do you like to do during the fall. I was asking that question tonight. What do you like to do during the fall?
Oh my goodness. There are things I don't get the opportunity to do so much because we don't have kids, but I like to go apple picking, and the kid in me likes to rake leaves and jump in a pile, and the bonfires and stuff. It's a lot of fun. Like also to make applesauce, and I don't know, I'm not into the pumpkin spice fancy latte stuff. I'm more of a traditional person, but yeah, I like to decorate too, put up scarecrows and whatnot. Other than that, I'm not a big Halloween fan, so I wait till my birthday and our wedding anniversary and celebrate those. KD9BBX. Back to you, Jimmy.
Okay, son, that sounds good. Yeah, that's coming up there. Okay. My uncle used to have a cabin. It was along the Pecatonica River, about 2.5 miles east-northeast of Rydon. He would have a fish fry every year. He had members of the family, some of his friends. Well, we all get together. We had a wonderful time. He would have a great big bonfire. The problem is, he would always wait till it got so cold. My aunt would always holler. She said, "What the hell do you want to wait till damn late in the year to have that bonfire when you have cold? Why don't we have when it was more decent?" So that's what he did. But that big bonfire, I'll tell you what, you can only sit in front of it for so long. Afterwards, you had to get away from it in order to cool off. But he had big logs and what have you, and that bonfire could burn and burn all hours of the night.
What a fantastic memory, Jimmy. I can't say that I have that kind of family memories, but I do remember us gathering everything together and working to make applesauce as a family, from the picking of the apples to the peeling and the boiling it all down into applesauce and canning it. So that was a major thing, but it was a lot of fun. My parents actually still do make homemade applesauce, but not as much because it's only the two of them now. But they use the camp stove outside so that it doesn't get so hot and steamy. Back to you, Jimmy. KD9VBX.
Sounds good, Erica. Hey, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. We'll definitely talk to you down the line. Thanks for checking in. Any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time, please call now.
W9AXD Chad up in Janesville.
W9AXD Chad in Janesville. I got you. Okay, Chad. Now, I've been asking a question that you suggested during last night's Simplex Net. What do you like to do? What's your favorite fall activity? Now, what do you like to do? What is your favorite fall activity?
To go along kind of a little bit with what Erica said, I like raking leaves and then make a big old pile. I don't do it anymore, but when I was a kid, I liked to jump in the leaves. And also in the fall, we used to put up chopped straw in the barn for bedding for the cows. And I used to tick my mom off every year when I was a kid. Never fail. I went up to the top of that big old straw pile like they did at Little House on the Prairie books, and I slid down the straw pile. You know, in the upper part of the barn in haymow, it was pretty tall up there, so it was a pretty good pile. And it was always done in the fall, so it was a little bit chilly out. It was nice weather. Did that, and of course I came in the house and my pants cuffs that I didn't check was full of straw, and of course my mom had just mopped and swept the kitchen floor of the farmhouse, and I got yelled at every year. So, and then when you think I'd learn, but apparently I didn't. Let me reset. Another year, I remember we were in school, and we had a front porch swing that we had like old clothes that was in a pile out kind of in the garage, in a little area between the garage and the house. And had a pair of jeans, old boots, and a flannel shirt, and a couple caps. So we made up, and for the head we used a gunny sack or something, feed bag, stuffed it all full of straw, proportioned everything out right. And we did such a good job that we sat our scarecrows, we had two of them, side by side on our front porch swing, and they put their arms on the armrest, and the other arm was in their lap, and had old boots on, and kids, going by in the school bus that picked us up. One of them asked me, they go, "Hey, who are those two guys sitting on your front porch? You've been there for a couple of days. Is that your uncles?" I was like, "No, it's we stuffed a bunch of old clothes with straw." I guess we must have did a good enough job that they thought they were real.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah, that must have been fun. That's for sure.
That was kind of neat. And I think the other thing I like doing is carving jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween. And my mom used to roast pumpkin seed. That was pretty good too. So that's kind of my favorite things. Now, I guess I just like the fall type atmosphere. It smells fresh, and so it's just a different type of atmosphere. So it's always a good time of year. So that's it for me. Thanks for using my question, Jimmy. I hope it had good response, had good answers for that.
Well, thank you for bringing it up last night during your net, Chad, because otherwise I was just probably going to think about just going ahead and do just a regular old round table. But hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Like I said last night, we kind of help each other out. So we work good together, Jimmy, let me say. So I like that. So, yeah, I just mentioned the fun net really quick long as I have the key down here. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. on 146.415. It was pretty good last night. It was only a couple of us, 3 of us. But people were probably out enjoying the nice weather. But that's every night Thursday at 8 p.m., 146.415. And I'll say a week ago yesterday, we had a check-in from Brown Deer, Wisconsin. which was kind of cool. Good band opening, so it's fun to give that a shot. So check it out. Go ahead, Jimmy. I'll turn it back to you, and then at the W9AXD.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, he didn't check in the last night, come to think of it. Yeah, I was thought about that last night, too. Okay, sounds good. You do a great job with your net, and thanks very much for running every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. If I ever give the rundown of the nets again later on, I'll remember to mention it. Okay, Chad, thanks for checking in. 7-3, have a good evening.
Yeah, same to you, Jimmy. Never know from the net. Have a good night. W9AXD.
Okay, do we have any more stations that like to check in the Friday night fun at this time? You're coming home with your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show, or you've just turned your radio on, or have you been copying the mail for the last hour? This is your chance to check in the Friday night fun net. From anywhere in the region without traffic, please call K9GCR.
KD9HKX, Larry, mobile.
KD9HKX, Larry, mobile. Good evening, Larry. Are you on your way home from the rah-rah meeting?
Yeah, they just finished up the actual meeting, and I got out of there. I need to get home and check on the wife, and the rest of them still standing around, sitting around, rag chewing.
Oh, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. We'll have our monthly Steve Scott Repeater Association meeting tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock at Freeport Public Library. When we get done, we usually go to a restaurant. We usually have something to eat with. That's what we call our second meeting. We don't transact any business there. We just shoot the breeze, eat lunch, and it's all about the camaraderie there. That's probably what they're doing too.
Yeah, I think just about everybody else is going to go to the restaurant.
Okay, sounds good. I'm asking the question. Chad, W9AXD suggested I do this during this simplex test last night. What is your favorite activity you like to do during the fall months?
That's a tough question. Cause I really like I like the fall because it's finally getting cooler again. In fact, today was absolutely gorgeous. Wonderful weather today. But if I had to pick one activity, I think the favorite thing I do in the fall is decorate the yard for Halloween. I really enjoy that. Every year I don't buy anything. It's just what I can make up that I've got around the house and whatnot. And that's probably my favorite fall activity, Jimmy.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, it won't be long. You'll be seeing a lot of that. All these Halloween lights go up and all the decorations and what have you. Yeah, that'll be coming up shortly. So, okay, sounds good. Hey, thanks for checking in. We'll probably catch you on the Radcue net tomorrow night. I believe Larry K9KZT will be the. Wait a minute. Oh, that's right. It's your turn tomorrow night, isn't it?
Yes, I'm net control tomorrow night. I still haven't decided on any subject for tomorrow night or subjects, but I've been thinking on that the last day or two. So I'll come up with something before tomorrow night, and we'll talk to you then. KD9HKX.
Okay, Larry, sounds good. Southern, you have a good evening. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. So, okay. Any more stations would like to check in this time? Please call now. Okay, I'm going to repeat this announcement here. This is Richard, N9CO, called me on the phone. He mentioned that, gave me the information. This is from the Kishwaukee Valley Radio Club. And they're having a BE testing session next Saturday, September 16th I'm not sure of the location or the time, but if you want more information, contact Steve, Whiskey 9 X-Ray Foxtrot at Comcast.net. Steve, Whiskey 9 X-Ray Foxtrot at Comcast.net for more information about this VE session that'll take place next Saturday, September 16th. Okay, at this time, we have any more stations like checking the Friday Night Fun then? Please go now. Okay, let's do some Friday Night Fun trivia. This is for the benefit of those people who are studying for their new technician's license, and that's what have you there. And I already mentioned about the VE testing session next Saturday, September 16th in DeKalb. There will be a VE testing session during the Radio Expo from 9 a.m. to 12 noon on that Sunday morning. Then the State Line Nats Radio Club here in Freeport will be holding another VE testing session on Saturday, October 7th at 12:30 p.m. in the Freeport Public Library. All right, just a minute. Your first question of the evening. What component changes 120 volt AC power to a lower AC voltage for other uses? A. Variable capacitor. B. Transformer. Skip this question. I read this last week. I don't like to read the same questions over again. Skip that, the last question. All right. Which of the following is used to determine if an antenna is resonant at the desired operating frequency? A. A VTVM. B. An antenna analyzer. C. A Q meter. D. A frequency counter. Which of the following is used to determine if an antenna is resonant at the desired operating frequency? A. A VTVM. B. An antenna analyzer. C. A Q meter. D. A frequency counter. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
Bravo, B Bravo, antenna analyzer, W9AXD.
You are correct, Chad. You are correct. What is... No. Which of the following is used to determine if an antenna is resonant at the desired operating frequency? Correct answer is B Bravo, an antenna analyzer. An antenna analyzer contains a very low power signal source with an adjustable frequency and one or more meters to show the impedance and SWR. Ham radio license manual page 4-18. Alright, let's find another one here. Okay. What is the approximate bandwidth of a VHF repeater FM voice signal? A. Less than 500 hertz. B. About 150 hertz. C. Between 10 and 15 kilohertz. D. Between 50 and 125 kilohertz. What is the approximate bandwidth of a VHF repeater FM voice signal? A. Less than 500 hertz. B. About 150 kilohertz. C. Between 10 and 15 kilohertz. D. Between 50 and 125 kilohertz. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay. What is the approximate bandwidth of a VHF repeater FM voice signal? Correct answer is C, Charlie, between 10 and 15 kilohertz. We'll find another one here. Those of you who use the EchoLink system should know the correct answer to this question by heart. What is required before using the EchoLink system? A, complete the required EchoLink training. B, purchase a license to use the EchoLink software. C, register your call sign and provide proof of license. D, all these choices are correct. What is required before using the EchoLink system? A, complete the required EchoLink training. B, purchase a license to use the EchoLink software. C, register your call sign and provide proof of license. D, all these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
C. Charlie from W9AXD.
You are correct, Matt. You are correct. What is required before using the EchoLink system? A, complete the required EchoLink training. B, purchase a license to use the EchoLink software. C, register your call sign and provide proof of license. Well, the correct answer is D, Delta. All of these choices are correct. You must be a licensed amateur to use EchoLink repeaters. EchoLink allows audio to come from a PC and microphone, so a radio is not necessary. But hams are required to send a copy of their license to the EchoLink system administrators to be authorized to use the system. Ham radio license manual, page 6-14. W9MBX, Matt, what's going on with you?
Jimmy!
KC9GCR W9MBX. Yeah, not much. Just wrapped up the rah-rah meeting. We're going to go have some pizza.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, I got some news. I made this announcement several times during the net. This was given to me by Richard, N9ZO. He called me on Belvedere, called me on the phone today. Kishwaukee Valley Radio Club is having a VE testing session next Saturday, the 16th. I'm not sure of the location or the time, but if you want information, I know you can't talk and drive at the same time, but I'm giving this contact Steve, Whiskey 9, X-Ray Foxtrot at Comcast.net. Steve, Whiskey 9, X-Ray Foxtrot at Comcast.net. If you want to tell Tony and the man, that'd be good.
Hey, roger that, Jimmy. Yeah, I did hear that the other night, and I don't think Tony's quite ready for his general because he started school. And then Med, and I'll have to call him. I'll give him a call this weekend and see what's up with him and see how he's coming along, if he needs some more help or whatever. W9MBX, back to net.
Okay, sounds good. And I'm asking the question tonight, what is your favorite, what do you like to do, what is your favorite activity during the fall season? What do you like to do?
Well, if it's BC before children or AD after diapers, that's my BC before children would be bow hunting, and AD after diapers is probably working out at camp with my kids and high school football.
That sounds good there, Matt. That sounds good. Okay, hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun. I thought I mentioned that, make that announcement there. Richard N9ZO will call me on the phone and let me know. So I thought I'm gonna put it out, and I guess from what he told me, several younger people down in the DeKalb area are wanting to come and become ham radio operators. So I'm definitely putting that information out tonight.
Roger that. Thanks for the information, Jimmy. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. 773, Matt. Drive safely. We'll talk to you down the log. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun. That's K9GCR, be clear. questions you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay. Continuing on with Friday Night Fun Net Trivia. What device increases the transmitted output power from a transceiver? A voltage divider. B, an RF power amplifier. C, an impedance network. D, all these choices are correct. What device increases the transmitted output power from a transceiver? A voltage divider. B, an RF power amplifier. C, an impedance network. D, all these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay. What device increases the transmitted output power from a transceiver? The correct answer is B, Bravo, an RF power amplifier. We'll move on, find another one here. I'm not. All right. Those of you who work fast can TV should know the correct answer to this question by heart. They were talking about the whole fast scan TV after the Thursday evening health tech and social net last night. Okay. What is the approximate bandwidth of AM fast scan TV transmission? A, more than 10 megahertz. B, about 6 megahertz. C, about 3 megahertz. D, about 1 megahertz. What is the approximate bandwidth of AM fast scan TV transmissions? A, more than 10 megahertz. B, more than 6 megahertz. C, about 3 megahertz. D, about 1 megahertz. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, what is the approximate bandwidth of AM fast scan TV transmissions? The correct answer is B, Bravo, about 6 megahertz. Find another one here. I'm not reading any of that stuff. Hey, good cry. I think I already read that question. I'm not reading that one again. All right. What is the approximate length in inches of a quarter wavelength vertical antenna for 146 megahertz? A, 112. B, 50. C, 19. D, 12. What is the approximate length in inches of a quarter wavelength vertical antenna for 146 megahertz? A, 112. B, 50, C, 19, D, 12. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9GDY.
Say that again, Jim. Repeat.
19.
You are correct, Jim. You are correct. What is the approximate length in inches of a quarter wavelength vertical antenna for 146 megahertz? Correct answer is C, Charlie, 19. The length of a ground plane antenna is half that of a dipole, so use the formula. Length in feet equals 234 flash frequency in megahertz. At 146 megahertz, forget about it. I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that baloney. Let's move on. I'm not Hey, good God. This is K9 with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Center in Freeport. Or do we have any more stations that'd like to check in? Please call now. Okay, which of the following RF connector types is most suitable for frequencies above 400 megahertz? A, UHF, PL259/SO239. B, Type N. C, RS213. D, DB25. Which of the following RF connector types is most suitable for frequencies above 400 megahertz? A, UHF, PL259/SO239. B, Type N. C, RS213. D, DB25. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
Jimmy, KD9GDY. I think it's B, the N connector.
You are correct, Jim. You are correct. Which of the following RF connector types is most suitable for frequencies above 400 megahertz? Correct answer is B, Bravo, Type N. Type N. Above 400 megahertz, the Type N connectors are used because of their low loss and controlled impedance. And radio license manual, page 4-17. All right. I'm going to give you guys a break tonight. I'm not going to read any tower questions. You guys get a break tonight. All right. I'm not reading that one. We'll find another one here. All right. Which of the following precautions should be taken when measuring high voltages with a voltmeter? A, ensure that the voltmeter has very low impedance. B, ensure that the voltmeter and leads are rated for use at the voltages to be measured. C, ensure that the circuit is grounded through the voltmeter. D, ensure that the voltmeter is set to the correct frequency. Which of the following precautions should be taken when measuring high voltages with a voltmeter? A, ensure that the voltmeter has very low impedance. B, ensure that the voltmeter and leads are rated for use at the voltages to be measured. C, ensure that the circuit is grounded through the voltmeter. D, ensure that the voltmeter is set to the correct frequency. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay, which of the following precautions should be taken when measuring high voltages with a voltmeter? Correct answer is D, delta. Ensure that the voltmeter is set to the correct frequency. Ensure that the voltmeter and leads are rated for use at the voltages to be measured. And radio license manual page 3-4. That's going to do it for Friday Night Fun Net Trivia for this week. We'll do it again next week. At this time, we have any more stations who'd like to check in? Please call now. Okay, I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. In about 35 minutes, at 10 o'clock, if you're able to pick up the 443.750 repeater in Chicago, the PL114.8 pulse offset, night watch net is held. That net runs 7 nights a week. And if you cannot get into the repair unit, you have EchoLink capabilities. That's a good net they run every night. 7 nights a week, night watch. Don't forget tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. on this repeater. We got the Saturday evening rag unit with K9HDX. We go around a few times. Net control usually brings up a topic. You want to talk about that topic, fine. If not, you can bring up something else. You go around 2 or 3 different times, we bring up different stuff. That's what it's all about, rag chewing. That's what we do every Saturday evening at 8 p.m. on this repeater. Saturday evening rag chewing net. Then the Saturday night fun net is held also at 8 p.m. on the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee. The PL of 127.3 minus offset. You gotta check in the server in a certain way and what have you, and some of the topics they talk about I wouldn't even dream of bringing up on this net. Sunday evening at 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. I should say, on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe with a PL 123.0 minus offset. Greene County Areas Racing net is held. There was no net last Sunday because of Labor Day. Usually the night before the holiday, they do not have a net. But anyways, Scott K9YI is net control of that rag unit. It's a combination. It is a combination Areas net and rag unit. You know what I mean. At 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere with a PL 100.0 plus offset. The Big Thunder Amp radio couple this Sunday evening net. Also at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in Sterling with a PL 114.8 minus offset. The Whiteside County Areas group holds that Sunday evening net. You should not have any problem getting that Sterling repeater. The antenna is about 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police Troop 1 radio tower. And we got the Monday night rah-rah info net on this repeater at 7 p.m. Larry, he's K9KGT and I share duties and net control operators. This coming Monday night, it'll be Larry, K9KGT. Immediately following that net, there's a CW session, CW practice. Okay, at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon with a PL 82.5 minus offset. The Lee County Areas group holds its Monday evening net. Now, Monday evenings at 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. I should say, on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb, PL 100.0 minus offset. The Kitchwaukee Amateur Radio Club holds its Monday evening net. Now, this past Monday night there was no net. I don't know what happened, if net control forgot or what have you. But there was no net this past Monday night. I'm sure there will be one this coming Monday night. Okay. Tuesday evenings, we got several different nets to choose from. On this repeater at 7 o'clock, we got the Tuesday evening health, tech, and social net with Larry, H9GO, is your net control operator. We ask how you're doing health-wise. If anybody has any technical questions or any other traffic you'd like to bring before the net. Also at 7 p.m. on that same repeater, what am I saying here? Good grief. Also at 7 p.m. on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville. PL of 123.0 minus offset. The Rock County Public Service net is held. At 8:30 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with a PL 146.2 plus offset. The Ogle County Amp Radio net is held. The guys down in Ogle County just started up this net about a couple months ago. You check in, you want, if you have anything you bring up, you can do so. Now, if they have time, they will switch over to the 146.595 simplex frequency for a short simplex net. After they get done with that net, they'll switch back to the 147.165 repeater for the 9 o'clock Ogle County Amps Radio net for Aries Skywarn. You might as well say you got the 3 nets in one. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. here in Freeport, the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have our weekly Steams County Aries net, which I'm in net control. I had 4 check-ins this past Wednesday. That's the 3rd week in a row we had 4 check-ins. At 7:30 p.m. on the 147.120 repeater in Boyd with PL 123.0 plus offset, the Greater Boyd Amp Radio couple this Wednesday evening net. Then at 8 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater with the PL 114.8 plus offset, we have our Wednesday evening swap net. Mel, K9RFD and I here to use the net control operator. I had, let's see, I believe I had 9 check-ins this past Wednesday. Mel, K9RFD as a trustee of the 39 repair brings us Amps Radio news line. 15 minutes independent news broadcast of both entire the Amps Radio. If you get a chance, listen to that broadcast. That's a good broadcast they have. Then Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. on this repeater, if Ricky, WX9RLT, does not have the Northern Illinois Skywarn the trading net, I will come on and do the Thursday evening health tech and social net. I'm in net control of that net. Same thing we do every Tuesday night. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention, immediately following the Tuesday and Thursday evening health and tech nets, Larry, K9KDT has cold practice. Let's see. And yes, at 8 o'clock on the 146.415 simplex. Chad, W9AXD Repeater has the Rock County the simplex net. We had only 3 of us checked in last night. When you get a chance, you check out that net. Those you have never heard of before. It's a great little net that Chad runs. And last but certainly not least, on HF, the senile net is held every day, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 1400 and 1500 hours Zulu, or 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. local time, on 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband with Chuck, WD9MED is your net control operator. Okay, now you're all caught up to date on your local nets. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters. Remember, if any ham radio club, by all means support your local club. I will tomorrow morning when I attend the Steams County Repeater Association monthly meeting, the Freeport Public Library at 11 o'clock in the second floor boardroom. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations we'd like to check in the Friday night fun net? We'll drop traffic. Please call K9 GCR. Well, so far it's a slow net. I guess the rah-rah meeting must be over with, so everybody's at their second meeting. So we'll just see what happens here. I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net's central Facebook page. go to Friday Night Fun Net, the central Facebook page, punch in your call sign, follow instructions, and you're in business. Later on, after we get done with that, Mike, KD9MED in Rochelle will post this net on the Facebook page, and you can listen to this net. You can listen to past editions of the Friday Night Fun Net. Like you can listen to last week's net or the week before, and what have you. It's Friday night. Every night is Friday night with the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Or you can listen even during the day. Every day is Friday. Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Let's see, it's a Friday Night Fun Net all day, every day, all night, every night. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You can't sleep. I'm going to turn the Friday Night Fun Net. Listen, maybe that'll put me to sleep. If that doesn't put you to sleep, I don't know what will. Then I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. I had a call earlier, just before the net started, from Pat, K9RFD. So, you've seen pictures of it on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. It's a traditional red touchstone telephone. We've not had any hotline checking during the net, but when I'm transmitting, if you hear that phone ring, it's a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. Like I said, it's a traditional red desktop touchstone telephone. You see it on the Facebook page. And speaking of the Facebook page, you see updated information about the Friday Night Fun Net. You see updated pictures of my ham shack. You see pertinent information. You even see weather information. So, I think we had about 154 stations checking in. Good God, I'm watching the 9 o'clock news, and they're talking about Halloween pumpkin patches. Goodness sake, can't we get through September 1st? Gee. But getting back to what I was saying about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. I think last time we had 154 people checking. I don't know how many there are now. But like I said, you have the Facebook, go to the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, punch in your call sign and your follow instructions, and you're in business. You listen to past editions of that. Okay, any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Does anybody have any additional questions, comments, traffic, or input you'd like to bring before the net? I'm surprised that D and K9FLO shouldn't be checking in about this time. So we'll just see. D and K9FLO, are you on the air? Well, I'll tell you what. Rather than keep Mike and KD9MED on there with the live stream and the Facebook page, I don't think you should have to put up with any dead air. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, do we have any stations that like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, I want to thank Dan, N9DCH, and the trustee of this repeater and the 195 group for allowing us to use this repeater to host the net. I'm going to run down the list of stations checked in so far. Myself, K-Son G, Sarah Deck Control, KF9SD Pat, and Warren to check on the hotline before the net starts. AE9BU, W9JTC, AC9JZ, AC9DDF was mobile, I have a hard time topping it. K9KWR, K9GDY, AC9NW, KD9MED, who live streams this thing on the internet and recording it for future rebroadcast on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. H9CFL, KD9MAP, KD9YBG, KD9EPZ, KD9VBX, W9AXD, KD9HKX, and last but certainly not least, Matt, W3MBX. Got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 17 on-air check-ins and 1 hotline check-in, a grand total of 18 check-ins overall. Do we have any stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9GCR, K9FLO.
K9FLO, I was wondering about you, Dean. Good evening. How you doing?
Oh, not bad, Jimmy. I almost missed it, so I must have had a senior moment there, but I remembered and made it down here.
That's for sure. Kurt is not on the air tonight. Of course, they got the rah-rah meeting, so they're probably at their second meeting right now. So that's why it was a slow night, slow net tonight.
Yeah, well, hey, they got to do that. That's good. That benefits everybody, and I'm glad to see the Jimmy Net's on. So. Not much happening here. Went down to Rockford and had first fish fry for the fall, so that was very enjoyable, and that was our excitement for the night there, Jimmy.
Okay, sounds good. That's the question I was asking tonight. Chad, W9AXD in Janesville suggested this question there during his Simplex net last night, so I thought I was asking everybody what their favorite fall activity was. So, do you have any other favorite fall activities besides going to a fish fry?
Well, I get kind of a double.
I'll tell you what surprised me, if we have at least one more heat wave before it's all said and done. We've had 90-degree temperatures late September and even early October, and even early part of October over the years.
Oh, very true. Yeah, absolutely. Latter third week of September has been sometimes a real killer. And, yeah, it's always nice to have. September is, that mystery month, but we usually do have another heat wave come through. And then we'll roll into the October weather and look forward to the apples and going to the orchard and stuff like that. So, yeah, I like the fall. I like the fall and having a little bit different activities. The summer's nice, of course, but we're in a pretty, I think, ideal climate here with our temperatures certainly not being like they are down south. I'll tell you what, that's a little tough on me anyway, and I like it what we have here. It's not too bad, and then we look forward to all the festivities coming up. Of course, we'll be heading over to one of the apple orchards and getting the goodies, and what else we got going on? Well, of course, Thanksgiving's going to be later on, but wow, time will be flying by that time there, Jimmy.
Boy, ain't that the truth. I got the TV on there, got the volume turned down low, was watching the 9 o'clock news there on channel 39. They had a story about pumpkin patch or whatever it is. It showed that Halloween for jack-o'-lanterns. I said, good God, can't we're not even halfway through September and they're talking about Halloween. I said, good, wait till next month to talk about that.
Well, if you were to go over to your local Walmart store or any of the others around town, you'll find it. The shelves are already stocked at Farm and Fleet. Farm and Fleet and Menards. They have all the Halloween stuff out, so they're ready anytime they want Halloween to start, and they're looking forward to it. So it's kind of a fun, it's turned into a holiday in a way. So I guess, can all look forward to it now. Otherwise, the only thing coming up, we've got a Ham Fest coming up this month, so that's always kind of fun to look forward to. Loading up the vehicle. Are you going to be at the Ham Fest this year, Jimmy?
Well, I'm planning on it if I can get somebody to come pick me up.
Okay, yeah, it was good seeing you there last year. We're sitting almost right next to you there, so yeah, I hope you make it there. I think we're going to be sitting out. We're going to park outside this year. We're not going to we don't have a table inside this year, so we're going to be parked outside. I got some antennas I'm bringing, and too much of a pain to have them indoors, so we'll just have them outside. So yeah, that's our last great hurrah for the ham activity, at least in the fall. Then it's pretty quiet till, around January. I think there's a big one in suburban Chicago. And then we're back into that routine of another year. Whoa. And we don't want to talk about that yet there, Jimmy. KC9GCR, K9FO.
No, I definitely don't want to talk about that. That's for sure. Yeah, they're great. CFMC. I think that's the last big ham fest of the year there. So we'll just see what happens. What I'm thinking about maybe doing after the ham fest is over, I think I'm going to ask a question on some future Friday Night Fun that do you want to have a swap meet and social again like we did earlier this year? Weekend. It was a Sunday before Memorial Day. We had out at Camp Winnebago. I'm going to ask the question, and I'm going to see what everybody wants to do about that.
Boy, for us, we'd almost have to get a hotel room to come in for that one.
Yeah, that's for sure. I really did have fun with that Sunday. That wasn't bad at all. I got to Camp Winnebago. That sure is a nice place.
I think that worked out real good. Did you say you are gonna, or you don't? You're waiting to get your transportation set up for the Ham Fest?
Well, I'm going to see. I'm going to find out who I can take me. I'm going to wait for maybe about a week or so, or a couple weeks before I ask. We'll see, find out who can take me. Last week. What am I saying? Last year, Chad at KD9SF from Freeport took me, and I got a ride home from Dean at AC9 at GO last year.
Okay, so it worked out pretty good. Yeah, you were there quite a while, and I don't know if you sold anything. I think you did. It was a good ham fest for me. I was able to unload stuff, and I know Kurt did good, and next to me was Chuck, W9AXD. He did good. So that was nice, and the weather was good too. That was a very, very pleasant day for that. So kind of looking forward to it. That's the last fall event, radio event, and then it gets kind of quiet, for the winter season. But one I haven't been to in years, many years, is I used to go to the one in I want to say Wheaton, and it used to be at one of the race tracks in the bleacher area, underside, and I think that's over in Wheaton, and that's one I haven't been to in many years. But they used to have manufacturers coming into that one there. So that one, I remember it or think going to that one there is always interesting. But on the other hand, I don't need to buy anything, so I guess that puts a cramp on that. KC9 GCR K9FD.
Yeah, this is K9 GCR, the Friday Night Fun, and the K9RFD Repeater Rockford transferring from Friday Night Fun at Central and Freeport. I was, the ID went off during your last transmission. Yeah, definitely had a good, wonderful time there. What do I want to say? Yeah, you know, the only thing is that Hamfest is supposed to run until 3 o'clock on Sunday. The only thing is, by the time 1 o'clock rolls on, everybody and his brother is packing up all their stuff and they're leaving, because by the time we leave, the parking lot is virtually empty.
Yeah, you're right about that, and it's true there, and it's true at the other Hamfest areas. Well, you know, if you get there at let's say 6 a.m., 6:30, something like that, and get all set up, and of course there's a lot of people going around looking for things even at that time. And I'll tell you what, if you've been there about, well, that'd be like 4 or 5 hours. If you're there till 11 or even noon, that's a long day. So I think you know, people get kind of burned out, but they've always done it that way. Everybody always wants to start real early in the morning. I remember used to always just show up at like around 8 o'clock or so, and that. But I can also remember when the Hamfests were a little bit bigger. I remember the first Belvedere one I went to. That was very substantial. That was the first year they had it there at the Boone County. Chicago FM had it there. The Boone County, and it was really a good size, and there was just all kinds of things. But what people have and what people want anymore has changed, so it's just kind of a little bit different. So now we have, I think, is our radios, our antennas, and even antennas are changing. I don't think you see the people bringing in the antennas like they used to. Maybe because we don't have big vehicles or pickup trucks to bring them. I don't know. So we'll see what this year's like. It'll be interesting to see if it have a good turnout and everybody's happy and everybody's buying. Hope so. So we'll just see how it goes. There, Jamie, go ahead.
Yeah, that sounds good. First time I ever went to the Belvedere Hamfest was back in 2007. That was my late Elmer, Al Wrestler at KD9SCW took me. Back then that used to be a 2-day fair. They used to have it on Saturdays and Sundays. Here's the thing about Sundays. Of course, you know this for a fact. You know, like on a Sunday morning, you know, a lot of people go to church, you know, and then you figured, like I told Kurt last year, he didn't think there was much of a crowd. I said, well, of course, being Sunday morning, a lot of people that are in church there, they probably figure they'll come out after church. And of course, they'll probably eat lunch and then they'll come out to Hamfest. Like I said, around 1 or 2 o'clock, everybody, his brother is getting out of Dodge. All the vendors are packing up their stuff, moving on, and what have you. But you know, hopefully, what I'd like to see. Sometime down the road in the future years, they should have it just on Saturdays and like forget about Sundays.
Well, you know, you always can send a suggestion into the club, into the Chicago club, and kind of see what they think. I'm just trying to recall for on Saturday. I just don't recall any of the clubs having anything that was other than the particular ones that were doing the 2-day ones. They would do Saturday and Sunday. fact, I'm thinking the first year at Belvedere, and I can't remember Grays Lake, which was before Belvedere. Might have been a 2-day. I just don't remember anymore on that. When I was at Grays Lake, it was really quite a hamfest. Very busy, but they closed that down because the county, I think, took the property back and made it into condominiums or whatever. I don't know. Saturday, I'm just trying to think. I tell you what, I don't really remember of any Saturday ones other than the ones that were held as a 2-day event, like down in Peoria used to have the Peoria Superfest used to be a 2-day event, but I haven't heard of one like that other than the big ones down south there, Jamie.
Okay, sounds good. Well, you remember when Grays Lake and Peoria used to be on the same weekend, on the same day?
Oh, very much, and that was a problem. Yeah, that was definitely a problem. But that was until later they changed it, or we did. I don't know which one, but yes, it was. But yeah, that was their. I think they call it Superfest, and that was a pretty good hamfest down there. They covered quite an area. They had people coming up down there from, of course, St. Louis and all the way down to Carbondale and all that area there. So it had a big draw. It was a nice hamfest, but I haven't been to that one in probably 30 years. So I don't even know if that's really going as I remember it there, Jamie.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I always enjoy when I'm looking for a new general Q&A book, because the old one expired in July 1st. That's what I want to get. I'll probably end up buying some books there too. Yeah. Oh yeah, HRO Superfest. That's right. It's going to be on the same weekend. It'll be on I think on Friday and the Saturday, the 22nd and 23rd.
Yeah, I haven't heard this year if they're going to have it, and I think you're right. I think it was last year, they had it on this Friday night or Friday and Saturday, and of course Chicago was Sunday. I like going into that one too, but I haven't been there for a while. I usually try to stay away from it. If I don't need anything, I'm not going to go there and tempt myself and relieving us some of the funds. So, but I always like going to the when it was AES, the events they had there. Yeah, all that stuff. The Hamfest, of course, changed. Everybody else got different ideas on it. And of course, computers are into the world now, and you don't see there's a lot more appliance operation now than what it used to be, and you don't see the people that have the support out there for the non-appliance operators. In other words, trays of capacitors, resistors. Nobody builds anymore, so and tubes, of course. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this Hamfest. What it's going to be like, Jimmy. Anyway, I'm going to shoot it back to you. I got to jump out of here. I got to get up very early in the morning tomorrow. I got a breakfast to go to up in Beloit at the Greater Beloit event. So take care, 7-3s, and I'll shoot it back to you for any comments, K9FL.
Sounds good. Are you going to participate in the Fox Hunt tomorrow?
No, I won't be. I've got a guy I got to meet here that's doing the driveway, so I'll have to be home and wait for this what do they call it, seal coating guy to show up. So no, I think several of the guys I know are participating, and I know Chuck is. So they should have a good time. I think it'll work out good, and I think the weather's going to be good too. KC9GCR, I'm going to jump out of here, Jimmy. Take care, 7-3s, and we'll talk to you later.
Sounds good, Kurt. Dean, always a pleasure talking to you. Have a good night. We'll talk to you next Friday night. 7-3, KC9GCR, record. Thank you for checking the Friday night fun net.
7-3, Jimmy. Catch you later. K9FL, be clear.
This is KC9GCR with the Friday night fun net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transferring for Friday night fun net Central and Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at? Lockdown. Winnebago County Jail is now going on the lockdown. I remember Terry KD9MED says he listens to jail frequencies on the scanner every night at 10 p.m. Dispatch radios the correctional officers. Lockdown. All the jailbirds are being put to bed for the night. Lights out. Nighty night. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Okay, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday night fun at this time? Please call now. Now, somebody's trying to check in. I'm getting nothing but noise. You might want to increase your power or change the location. Let's try that one more time, please. KC9YI. Good evening, Scott. You got a good signal coming in tonight. A little bit static, but you got a great signal tonight. What's going on with you? Okay, sounds good. I'm asking the question tonight, Scott. This was suggested by Chad, W9AXD on the Simplex net last night. With fall approaching, what is your favorite activity that you like to do during the fall? That's great. You know, I was there in 2018, so were you, and I don't know how I happened to miss you, but we were both there at that time. God, I had a wonderful time there. I was there. Let's see. For the first time I was there was in July of 2018 when I bought my HF rigs, and the late Carl Larson, W9UIJ, and Tony, K9RFD, he wasn't a ham, and Brad and K9LA, he wasn't a ham just yet, but four of us went. Bought my, ICOM out IC718, my Astron 358 power supply, and the Bellum and all the other necessary stuff there. That's for sure. That's for sure. I just ordered a couple weeks ago. I just ordered a radio from HRO. That was not a ham radio. It was a shortwave receiver. It was a Grundig 750. It was supposed to be an Elite 750, but I ended up getting a Grundig 750. It's exact the same radio as factory refurbished, but it worked great there. If you look on the HRO spring and summer catalog, I think it was pages 26, 27. Well, you see a picture of that radio. Only it was an Elite, not a Grundig, which I bought. But I'm definitely happy with that radio. No, it's not. I'll tell you what. It has two handles on each side of the radio. I can just set it down if I want to change station, but it also has a handle at the top that I can carry it too. It's not a little radio by any means. Yeah, I mostly only listen to the local stations on the AM and FM band, like WEKZ or the WFRL. I have not tried the shortwave band yet. I think I'm going to wait till next year to do that. I can take it outside. It's getting late in the year now, and I think I'm going to wait and take a pass on it. And I don't think with the conditions being inside the building, I don't know if it'll work very good inside or not, but I think I'm just going to wait till next year to take it outside. Oh yeah, I'm definitely happy with it. That's kind of going to be my radio in the future. I mean, right now I'm using an old realistic DX 440, which I bought back in the 1991. It's been, it was kind of acting upstart lately, so I think it might be getting ready to give up its ghost. So I thought, I said, well, you know what? At least I got one that I can depend on now. Oh, that Grundig radio takes it takes 4 D batteries. It definitely works either way. Boy, ain't that the truth. That's for sure. Okay, Scott, hey, I'll tell you what. Pleasure talking to you. Your signal is great there on the 195 simplex. So I'm gonna say 73, and thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. We'll catch you on the net this coming Sunday night. There was definitely a lot of rag chewing this past Sunday night during the 7:30 hour there. Good night, Scott. That was K9YI Scott Monroe. He was transmitting on the 195 Simplex. Hopefully you were able to hear that. Do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. All right. At this time, I'm going to do my honorary check-ins. N9ARB. Tony, our EC here in Stevenson County, is better half, Tracy. N9TAB. HC honorary check-in. We mustn't forget the beautiful Kitchwaukee River Yacht Club south of Robert. Scott, A9, Silver Fox, HC honorary check-in, Justin, K9FDO, HC honorary check-in. One of the best guys in the whole world, but he checked in last week. He didn't check in tonight, but he was listening. But he doesn't check in all the time, but he listens every Friday night. Richard, N9. He owns Belvedere. He's gone cold. Let's hope he gets well soon. He told me about that information about the PE testing session next Saturday. All right, let's see. One moment, please. Okay. W9AXD. Kevin, HC honorary check-in. Let's see. Oh, yes. A9KZT. Larry, HC honorary check-in. AC9GO. Larry and Rockin, HC honorary check-in. AE9S. Kurt, HC honorary check-in. WX9RLT. Ricky, HC honorary check-in. KD9QDP. Rick, HC honorary check-in. I talked to him last Wednesday night on the Aries net there. I told him start checking into these nets here. AC9ICH, Robert, HC honorary check-in. Now, I'm going to do my Stevenson County check-ins. KD9LOA. Brandon, HC honorary check-in. KD9OVJ. John, HC honorary check-in. He'll be in the Lena Fall Festival Parade tomorrow, so I won't see him in our meeting. Okay? N9WSQ. George, our club president, HC honorary check-in. Oh, yes. Dave? No. Bob, my neighbor lives about a mile west of me. He got a new call yesterday. N4WGN. He's originally from Kentucky, and WGN was his favorite radio station, so it's God's call. N4WGN. That's Bob's new call now. Okay. Any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Honor Chicken, Alpha Hotel 2 Indian. He's the one that came up with the idea of a Friday night fun net. Remember, you know him as WW9, W9AXD, W2D. He's gone through so many call signs, it's pathetic. Oh, yes. N9MED. Eric. Trust you the 255 repair. 8C honorary check-in. 38 check-ins overall. Any more stations wishing to check in the Friday night fun net, please call now. Okay, be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, and aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the store. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the checkout counter at your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the counter at your convenience store. Be sure you tell your waiters, your waitresses, your bartenders, your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at your local post office when you buy your stamps or envelopes. Be sure you tell your bank teller, your cashier, when you go to withdraw money from your bank. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure your used car dealer, your new car dealer, your garage mechanic. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, your divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your imams. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, of course, your old ladies about the Friday night fun net. Before checking the Bears net, make sure you have a valid FCC license before you check in. We do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you don't back the blue, we don't take your check-ins. You take a knee or sit on the bench or clench your fist in natural anthems being played, we don't take your check-ins. That's as plain and simple as that. Okay. I hope you had, well, I hope you enjoyed the Friday night fun as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. A total of 38 check-ins on unofficial count. So, I'll tell you what, I want to thank everybody for checking in. It was a great net tonight. We'll do this again next week. This is the last call. For any stations who want to check in the Friday night fun net, remember we're in the region without traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. Okay, tune in again next week, same time, same repeater for another edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. I'll tell this is Jim, K9GCR. Now closing down this Friday, September 8, 2023 edition of the Friday Night Fun Net, and return the repeater to frequency and normal radio use at 10:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time. 3 hours, 20 minutes local time with an unofficial count of 38 check-ins. 7-3, everybody have a good evening, and we'll talk to you down the log. This is K9GCR. Wish you all a very pleasant good night. 7-3. KD9MED, K9MED, K9GCR.
KD9MED.
Go ahead and post it, Mike. 2 hours, 20-minute net, unofficial count of 38 check-ins.
Alright, copy that, Jimmy, and FYI, our pirate showed up again tonight.
Okay. Thanks. Talk to you later. Talk to you next Friday night. K9GCR record. Good night.
Alrighty, KD9MED clear as well.